A world where greed hides behind desire and wishes come with a price. A simple woodcutter dares to bargain with fate. What begins as a dream soon turns into a curse, when every wish demands a sacrifice and every gain takes something precious away. This is the story of a man who traded love for wealth, family for gold, and peace for power, only to realize too late. Firefly Saga presents The Woodcutter and the Witch, a tale of greed, loss, and the haunting price of desire. Once upon a time, there lived a poor woodcutter with his wife, son, and a dog in a small house. Though he had little, he was content and happy. One day, he went into the forest and came across a huge, ancient banyan tree. It looked centuries old. As he pulled out his axe and began to chop, a strange voice echoed through the air.
"How dare you!"
Before he could react, an old witch appeared before him, her face pale and fierce, a wand in her trembling hand. The woodcutter froze in fear. The witch raised her wand, ready to cast a deadly spell, but suddenly stopped. She smirked and thought to herself,
"Why take one life when I could have more?"
She decided to trick him instead.
"Don't panic. I mean you no harm. But don't cut this tree. It has been my home for years."
It's the rainy season, and I can barely find any dry wood. This tree has plenty of dry branches I could use.
"What if I could fulfill your wish? And in return, you promise not to harm this tree."
The woodcutter laughed and agreed.
"But fulfilling a wish requires a sacrifice. A life, a living being close to your heart. I see you have a wife and a child."
Angrily gripping his axe, Woodcutter said,
I'll kill you if you dare harm my family.
Calmly. "Don't panic. As I said, I mean no harm. But a wish demands a life, one you love. What if you sacrifice your dog? You can always have another later."
The woodcutter hesitated for a while, then thought,
A wish in exchange for my dog. Not a bad deal. Fine. But if you try to deceive me, I'll gather the villagers, burn your tree, and end your life.
"No need for threats. You have my word. Come with your dog tomorrow at dawn, and your wish shall come true."
The next morning, the woodcutter arrived with his dog. The witch cast a spell, and the dog fainted. She held it in her arms and said,
"Now, make your wish."
I wish for a big, beautiful mansion, the kind no one could ever imagine.
"Very well. Go home."
When he returned, his eyes widened in disbelief. His small hut had turned into a magnificent mansion, grand, luxurious, and glittering like a palace. When his wife woke up, she thought she was still dreaming. The woodcutter explained everything, but her face turned pale with fear. She begged him never to return to that tree again. Weeks passed, but greed began to grow inside him. One day, unable to resist, he went back to the witch and asked for another wish, a room filled with sacks of gold coins. The witch agreed, but with a price.
"This time, I need another life. Your wife or your son. You have one day to decide."
The woodcutter returned home, torn but blinded by greed. After long hours of thought, he made a heartless choice to sacrifice his son.
I can have more children once I'm wealthy.
He reasoned. At dawn, he drugged his son, carried him to the witch, and made his wish. Soon, he was surrounded by gold beyond imagination. But his wife was shattered. She wept day and night, unable to eat or sleep, eventually grew weak and ill. As her only son is no more, watching her suffer, the woodcutter thought,
How can I enjoy life and wealth when disease and death hover near me? She is going to die anyways.
He went to the witch one last time with his wife and said, "Take her life instead. In return, I want a long, healthy life, free from disease. The witch agreed. His wife was gone, and the woodcutter returned home alone, rich, healthy, but lifeless inside.